Makala mandibuti impela yeah ngisanisana ngisanisana
Amazon achamiwa alonso mm. Okay. So 9 minutes. 9 minutes to go. Mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah.
me as well now half time. Got the nod from the coach. So is underway. Super United Blue, the other side who yet to score at this time and 45 minutes in which to do so if they are to.
Yes, colleagues, good evening. Good evening, colleagues.
Good evening, Chair.
And good evening to our guests from Limpopo.
Good evening, Chair.
Evening, Chair.
MEC Makamu. Welcome, MEC Makamu.
MEC Chairperson.
Are you
MEC will join in 5 minutes.
Who's speaking? Is it this
Yes,
MEC?
the appointment secretary of the MEC, Moses.
Of the MEC, Moses.
Yes.
Oh, HOD, are you okay? HOD of Limpopo Cocktail.
Good evening, Chairperson. Yes, I'm okay.
And everyone there. Our petitioners, are you still in course? You are still here, Mayor of Mukalakwena and the team.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, we're still here.
You still here, all of you?
Yeah, we are still here, Chairperson.
Yeah,
And our
Chairperson.
team is here.
Oh, okay. That's lovely. Let's wait for 2 minutes. Somebody must say to me, okay, when the MEC is here so that we can start. Ne?
Okay, thank you, Chair.
Appointment Secretary, talk to the MEC. We're going to resume in the next at 11 past.
Oh, thank you, Chair. We are waiting.
Sure.
Chairperson.
MEC is here by meet now.
Yeah, I'm here. My apologies, my chairperson.
I know you are a busy person, very busy somebody.
I am here now. We can start.
We are
My
glad
apologies.
you are here. We are here. We said the others must just take some comfort break. We must be starting in the next minute.
Okay.
Welcome. Okay. Okay. Mm. Colleagues, I think we need to start. This is a continuation of the meeting that we held last week. Let me take this opportunity to welcome back the colleagues from the plenary, post the budget presentation by the Minister of Finance, also the condolences motions that were taking place in the House. May the soul of our fallen comrades rest in internal peace. Fallen colleagues, my apologies. They must continue to rest in internal peace. MEC, I want to appreciate your coming back and also appreciate your response to the questions that we raised last week. The Secretariat has confirmed with me that they've sent also your responses to the petitioners. Same thing, I want to appreciate Waterberg District. They did the same, and welcome Executive Mayor of Waterberg District. I see you are here in our midst. So your responses were also sent to the petitioners. Mayor of Mpumalanga, you didn't comply with our deadline. And then your responses were received late, such that then such responses will not be sent to the petitioners for them to have a look at them. So what we are going to do now, it will be to start with you, because we have just got your responses late, and I think members were also in the House. They didn't have an opportunity to go through. So I'll allow you to then talk to those responses. But in future, let's agree, Mayor, we are a House of Parliament. When we agree on deadline, let's deal with that to show the decorum of this House, please, Executive Mayor. Once we say respond by this deadline, we mean that, and show some respect to the House as well. We're a parliamentary committee. So just respect the decorum of this House. Then I will then welcome all of you colleagues, HOD, colleagues from Cooperative nationally. I see Mpumalanga, you are here in the team. And then, yes, I didn't see the DG. Also welcome our petitioner. you can see that we mean business when we say we listen to the people. And that's the message we're trying to also share with the colleagues in both municipalities and provincial departments to say whenever members of the public complain, let's expeditiously respond to their concerns. Because we said when we campaign, we are a responsive government. And then also the constitution of this country gives citizens, and including Batupili, that their concern must be given redress. So this is what we are trying to do, and then we want to welcome, because where I'm seated, MEC, we should not have arrived here, but I think these are the issues that we picked up as we were engaging last week, that will then put it as part of our report to say how do we then better improve our systems. With these few words, I want to welcome you, and I'm glad we are still full house. All of you, we are back. And then I hope this also find all of you in good health. Can I hand over to the mayor of Mpumalanga so that you proceed with your responses to the issues that were raised by the petitioners. Let me welcome you back, our petitioners again. Feel welcome. The mayor of Mpumalanga.
Yeah, thanks, chairperson of the session. Greetings to also the members of the portfolio committee, the MEC, executive mayor, my colleagues in the PMT of Mpumalanga, also the administration of Mpumalanga, led by Ndate Mashishi as the acting municipal manager. Also greetings to the member of Mpumalanga affected task team, my fellow resident in the municipality of Mpumalanga local municipality. Maybe just to be direct, chair of the session, without going up and down, I'm just unconditionally apologizing for not submitting on time. We understand clearly that we should have respected the house, which we knew in time. There is no any excuse. But maybe without wasting a lot of time, chair of the session, we met as the team of Mpumalanga local municipality, led by myself as the mayor, together with the acting municipal manager with the team. We have developed the responses, which chair, if you can allow me, maybe I will just allow the acting municipal manager, Mr. Mashishi, just to present the responses.
Before that, tell us, where is the municipal manager?
Oh, no.
You can't be introducing an acting municipal manager. Last week we were having a municipal manager. Can you first start with us and tell us where's your MM?
No, thanks very much, Chair. You are more than correct to say that last week we that on Friday, before we went to the council to consider the legal opinion that has been brought to us by the MEC of Coxter with regard to the exoneration of the municipal manager by the council, being guided by the investigation report, which I believe that in this session, Chair, if you remember, there was an issue of the legal opinion that came into the fore. But before we go to that council, Chair, as the mayor, I received a letter from the municipal manager indicating that she's intending to resign. But because of on the same Friday, we received that letter just 5 minutes before the council. As the PMT or as the council, we couldn't process the resignation letter of the MM. But we then agree as the leadership of the municipality. Then by Tuesday, we went to the council and agree with the municipal manager when she requests to part ways with us as the municipality. in the same meeting, we then agree as the council that in order for us not to leave any vacuum, because we all know that any vacuum in the municipality will also hamper the process of giving services to the people. We then appointed Mr. Mashishi to be the acting municipal manager. Mr. Mashishi is not new in the municipality. He was the manager. He was the manager, planning and developmental in the municipality. So he's conversant with all what he's going to report. He was there before everything. So in brief, Chair, that is why today, as we speak, as the municipality, we are having Mr. Lennon Mashishi as the acting municipal manager of the municipality, confirmed by the Council of Mpumalanga Local Municipality. I thank you, Chair. And then I therefore, if you can still allow me, we can then allow Mr. Mashishi as the acting municipal manager just to take us through with responses for the collective. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, let's proceed.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Greetings to the Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Cooperative Parliament, MEC of Coxtal Limpopo, Executive Mayor of Waterberg District Municipality and the Mayor of Mpumalanga Municipality, members of the Mpumalanga Affected Concern Group, colleagues from various departments, and also honorable members of Parliament. I'll be making a presentation on behalf of Mpumalanga Local Municipality. And the presentation is structured in such a way that it responds to the questions that we received from members of Parliament as follow-up questions following the session that took place last week. And I will first look at the questions that were raised for the attention of the Mayor. And I will refer to the question and try to actually give an executive summary on the response. The first question was on the issue of the structure of council, who are elected by communities, referring to what communities chaired by what councillors, office of the speaker, that must oversee. Can I also relate this question to the question that was posed to the speaker on the question that what councillors and what committees are not on the ground? What is your plan to ensure that those structures are functional? Because they have the same, I think they have the same connotation, the questions. The Municipal Council of Mpumalanga has approved and adopted a code of conduct for what committees aligned to the SALGA.
You see, I will have to. Hello. You see now when you don't have a brief, answer the questions. You are not here to make a presentation to us. There were questions raised, and if you were not part of the meeting last time, then maybe the Mayor must take over. You seem not to have been properly briefed. We can't sit here and listen to what you are saying now. There were questions that we direct. We don't want historical issues here. Help this meeting so that we can knock off early. We had a very early day today, please. Or don't go to town. Deal with the questions as raised. And if you were not briefed properly, be fair and hand over to the principals. They were here. They can talk to those issues. Unless if you were just told to make a presentation, but I won't allow you to go to town, unfortunately. Assist me as a chair.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I will just
Was there a handover? Was there a handover from the MM on these matters to say these are the things that you are going to to be confronted with tonight? Did you have that proper handover?
Yes, we received questionnaires, written questionnaires submitted to the office of the municipal manager by the secretariat of the portfolio committee. And we are requested to respond
But
on those
questions were not new questions. Ne? Remember, we ran out of time last week. We're going to continue with the meeting. Were you mindful of that? Or you just went and then researched on the answers starting from the beginning?
No, Chairperson. I was guided by the questions that were submitted in a written form. Then
did you okay those responses with the mayor prior to you submitting them to us?
Yes, we did.
Did the mayor quality check them?
Yes, we did.
And then he said it's okay.
Yes.
Okay, proceed, but don't go to the background. Don't go to town. We don't know about historical background, please.
Okay, Chair. What I wanted
can you please come in?
Yes. What?
Can you please come in and address the issue?
Now.
Please.
You want to do it up front because I was going to give you the right to respond. You want to address that one now?
Please,
because you didn't get the response. That's the problem with these issues.
Please,
that's why we are saying, I was saying, Mayor, can you respect the decorum of this house? Because now you are getting these responses now. You won't even have an opportunity to apply your mind, but I'll allow you solely on that question to come in.
Or maybe can I come in, maybe Chair, myself? Maybe
Wait, I'm chairing, please. I'll note you. There's a raised hand platform here. Mayor, I was still addressing the speaker on the podium now. Ne? Or you can show your face if you want to talk to me than to interject me. Yes. So let me allow Mrs. Lomo to start. What is the issue, Ms. Lomo?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, if you can check, our petition is simply saying that we don't have confidence in our council. And we expected our mayor and or the speaker to respond so that he can show us that indeed they are committed to change the status quo. I would want to agree with you, Chair, that we cannot allow the new MM to address us now. Can our mayor address us or our speaker on the issues that we raise? Because we are talking about issues of council, not the administration. We are saying the council is not competent. So the council must come and convince us that they are competent in responding to our issues. Thank you, Chair.
The mayor was already on the podium. He wanted to come in. So I can allow the mayor to come in now. Proceed, Mayor.
Thanks very much, Chair of the session. And also thank you to say that today you wanted us to go straight to the issues like we did previously. Maybe going straight to the first question, Chair of the session, whereby we have indicated previously that we had a concern about the members of the ward committees who are also members of the task team, whereby they complained that when we were in the public meeting, we were not allowing them to speak in the meeting. I also confirmed in the meeting that we said yes, because as the municipality, we believe that the role of the ward councillor, the role of the ward committee member is to complement the work of the ward council, which we even committed in this meeting to say that indeed the speaker need just also to remind some of the members of the ward committee to say to them that they must make sure that they comply, because remember, like when the acting municipal manager tried to respond, he indicated the issue of the code of conduct, which also the same members of the ward committees, they know exactly what is expected from them. But maybe Chair of the session, just to indicate that the speaker has developed a program, which I believe that when it comes to her turn, he will also indicate it as how he's going to unfold the program. That will make sure that all members of the ward committee They are submitting report to her office as expected. They are also themselves make sure that they assist or they also complement the ward councillor, so that the people of Mpumalanga, they get what they are supposed to get, which is service delivery. Hence, I also emphasize that the members of the ward committees, they must also know that they are part of us. That is why they are even getting stipends. The stipends. For the work that they are supposed to do. But instead, the same members of the ward committee, they were complaining in the meeting. But the speaker will also put emphasis on this issue because it's the issue that is raised in the office of the speaker. On the issue of the security, chair of the session, we indicated that as the municipality, we know very clear that the role of the security officers in the municipality is to protect the infrastructure of the municipality and all the assets that are in the municipality. But I committed, I've made a commitment before the House chair to say that if indeed the security officer of the municipality that are doing something else other than what they are supposed to do, really will deal decisively with the issue of security personnel in the municipality. On the issue that you have raised, the issue why, as the council, we take a very long time to replace Councillor Faldin Kekana, on the issue of the MPEC, which it also, you know that MPEC is the most critical structure of the council in the municipality. That its role is also to make sure that they also check if there is any issue of maladministration, and also to make sure that they combat and present report before the council. I've indicated to the House chair of the session to say that we all know, and then we all agree that previously in our municipality, there was a lot, there was instability for a long period. That also prompted by this thing, by this issue of the killing of Comrade Faltain. May his soul rest in peace. I also appeal to the Minister of Police to say that because this issue, it has a very negative impact to the municipality, because if maybe they don't finalize this issue and make sure that the perpetrator of those that they've done this barbaric act that they are arrested will have a problem. But what I can say to you, Chair, and the committee and members of the Mpumalanga team is that currently, as we speak, we managed to stabilize the situation in our municipality. Hence, also through the assistance of the intervention team in our municipality. That is why I can safely say to you, Chair, to say that currently, we are having the chairperson of MPEC, or we have already processed the report of the MPEC before the council. Now, as we are speaking, there is stability in the council of Mpumalanga. Another issue that has been raised in this House, Chair, it was the issue of the deputy manager, who came publicly on the national TV saying that he's the one who's responsible for the massive hiring of almost 400 employees in Mpumalanga municipality. That currently put our municipality in a problem, as you know that when we talk of the employment percentage in the municipality, we are even beyond the norm. But now the question is saying that as the mayor, am I committing to say that we will take action against the deputy manager? Like I said, chair of the session and members of the portfolio, that remember the deputy manager is the competency of the municipal manager. In fact, they report directly to the municipal manager. They don't report directly to the council. But the only information that the information that we got as the council is that there was sometimes previously the disciplinary process that have taken place against the deputy manager. But the result of that process, they said they never found him guilty. But like I've indicated previously, to say that if indeed there is still a need of reinvestigation, like we did with the with the municipal manager that left because the COC staff, were not satisfied about the way the investigation report was done. Indeed, I will be the first to support the administration to deal with this issue because the issue of consequence management, Chair, is not something, even if I pleaded with the members of the committee to say that we must focus on making sure that people of Mpumalanga are getting services. But if there is any wrongdoings that caused the municipality to be where we are currently, definitely there will no way I'm not going to support the administration in dealing with that matter. So I believe, Chair of the session, I suggest that with response that deals with the speaker, I believe the speaker is also here, she will just proceed in answering those that affect his office as the chair of the council. Thank you, Chairperson.
Speaker, can I plead with you to put on your video and to all the speakers and when you talk? We are live on Parliament platforms, especially you, the visitors. As members of Parliament, Parliament can have our pictures. Must put on that light, man. It's dark there. Put on the light. Sure.
Thank you, Chairperson of the session.
Yes.
As the speaker, now we developed a program from the office that we are going to, because previously we were aware that we were of the view that the ward committees were trained in line with the municipality regulations, because we know as a chairperson of the session that we can't have the complete municipality without the ward committees. But now, as the speaker, we developed the program in our office that we will make sure that the SALGA come up with the capacity building program to enhance the skills to the councillors and the
Speaker.
Pardon?
I think you're Madam Speaker, ne?
Yes.
The manner you are dressed in this, it defeats the decorum of this house. I think I must send you packing. It's either you get a scarf or a jacket to cover yourself up. Then you'll come and respond, because
I'm sorry about
people
that.
are not even listening to your content. They are focusing on how you are dressed now.
Okay,
unfortunately, and you are a speaker of council. I can imagine if this is how you're going to run your councils. The decorum. Please.
Thank you, Chairperson. Let me take
Chief Whip, is there anything that you want to be responding to while we are waiting for the speaker to be properly dressed? Chief Whip. Is the Chief
Madam
Whip
Chair,
here?
I'm here.
Yes, because there's a motion of no confidence on the council. You must say something as the speaker, as the Chief Whip of council. You heard the petitioners, they're saying they don't have trust in this council. And as the Chief Whip, you need to say something. I think you need to inspire that confidence. And let's hear from you in the meantime. While the speaker is getting, are you also not properly dressed? Let's see you. Want to see you, not your head. Yeah, at least.
Am I properly dressed?
You are properly dressed, like a Chief Whip of a municipality, of a very big municipality. Proceed.
So should I proceed on what the speaker was saying?
On anything that you have heard since last week we were with you, there's a motion of no confidence to say we don't have a council here. And you are the leader there. You are a member of the PMT. Comment any way you want to comment. We're just waiting for the speaker. I want to hear from you, because you couldn't have accompanied the mayor and the speaker here. Honestly, when we said PMTs, proceed, Councillor Tsebe.
Yes, thank you very much, Madam Chair from Cape Town, for having us here, and greetings to everyone. The chair is aware that I've been here for 3 weeks, but I've grappled with issues to understand what is happening in the municipality. Anyway, I stay in this municipality. I grew up here. We have been briefed on what happened on the two councillors, on where the speaker was supposed to address the portfolio committee on the two councillors who were doing business with the municipality. In our discussion, we have agreed that the matter should be referred to the speaker, where an ethics committee will deal with the matter and then report back to council on their findings. On item number 2, on your ward councillors and what committee are not on the ground, what is your plan to ensure that those structures are functional? The speaker was indicating to us that a program has been developed by her office together with SALGA to take our ward committee to training as prepared by SALGA, so that they're aware of their responsibility from time to time when they engage themselves on the work of the council. I'm not very sure because the speaker is now back. Should I hand over or should I continue?
Have you said what you wanted to say?
Yes, I have said what I wanted to say on those things that affect the office of the speaker. But anyway,
Okay.
as I conclude and handing over to her, Madam Chair, we are doing our best to bring the situation under control, and we assure you we will. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Chief Whip. Speaker, you are back now. The beauty about it, you're working from home. It's quicker to dress up.
Thank you, Chairperson. My apology about that one because I took off my jacket. I felt very warm. So thank you, Chairperson of the session, and greetings to all members of the session. I just want, without much ado, I just want to show to the session that we are engaging and embarking on the programs that will develop our ward committees. And then one other thing is we will develop a plan where we will go to the municipal campaign to introduce the ward committees to the municipal communities. So that's what we are doing from our side, because all the ward councillors, yes, we know that the ward councillors are not able to the communities, and it's very much ashamed because from what I understand is that we have been trained before we come to the council that everyone is entitled to do their work, and then it's not a plea or anything, and without no waste of time. I don't want to dwell much on the issues of the ward councillors not visible. We are not. We are not apologetic about that. Everyone must do their work with diligence. So we are going to embark on the program without fear or favor. Anyone who is responsible for doing whatever is responsible to do, and we will make sure that all the ward councillors and the ward committees are on the ground, because as you know that there's no the structure of the municipality complete without the ward committees. And then on the security forums, Mayor covered me because I don't want to waste much time, because as I know what committees are the stakeholders of the municipalities. So I was thinking that maybe the program were very much intensive. So if they are saying so, then we will make sure that everything, as I said before, that we are not going to be apologetic about anyone who is not doing its own responsibility. And then as the council that they took the council to replace councillor, the post of councillor Faltain. Mayor has covered me on that one, and then what I can say is that we were, as you know, Madam Chair, it must be acknowledged that the council has been unstable, which affected and its functionality. However, the situation has improved. Hence, council meetings are now held in terms of its approved year plan to discharge its legislative responsibility. I think from my side, maybe I've covered most that I should have covered. Thank you, Chair.
Madam Speaker, can you read what is in the chat box? Let me
Can I
help you.
come?
No. I'm still sharing. I can see people who have raised their hands. I was still with the speaker. I'm gonna note you. Let's be procedural. I get it. These gadgets are meant that we must raise our hand or show our faces on the video. I'm seeing all of you in the gallery whose video is on, who's not on. Let's be procedural and raise in your gadget, there's a icon that's written more. On that gadget, allows you to raise hand, chat, deal with your meeting settings and the background and filters, or even disconnect. Let's work in that order for the benefit of everybody. Once you shout at me, unless if I say so, I'm not going to recognize you as a chair. I just want doing it for the sake of progress. I was still saying to you, Speaker, before I allow the mayor, can you read what is on the chat box? On the chat there. If you can't, let me read it for you, because we want you to comment on this one now. Issues on the what committee? What committees are not keen to work with what committees that are elected by what councillors are not keen to work with what committees that are elected by community members? And you need to tell us why, and why is such a situation, because it's a clearly stipulated matter in the legislation. What councillors never call a community meeting to introduce what committee members to the communities? It's also legislated. During the REP forum, where there will be different stakeholder meetings, stakeholders such as Department of Education, Public Works, LIDET, and etc. What committees are not allowed to participate, even though they have been invited, meaning their purpose on those forums is the roll call and to enjoy breakfast and lunch. This is a very serious indictment. Number 4, during IDP roadshows, what committees are not allowed to hold the councillors and officials accountable as they are being threatened with the 1,000 rand stipend municipalities giving them? In essence, it means that you open your mouth, we're gonna withdraw that stipend, meaning that their freedom of expression is being compromised due to the so-called stipend of 1,000 rand. And again, what committees are not allowed to work on any of the projects in the community, yet the same councillors are doing business with the municipalities, while they are receiving big salaries. During the last one, and you have not told us since our meeting last week, what have you done with those 2 councillors that were even fingered by the AG? What steps have you been taken now that you have settled in the office and you knew that you were going to come back today as the speaker? Then the last one, during IDP roadshows, vibrant communities members who are brave enough to raise facts or issues are being intimidated and are also being removed from meetings by heavily armed security guards after being instructed by Masno Amadi and the new elected speaker, as they are the ones sharing the sessions. So this is a very serious indictment to you. And I want you, as a speaker of council, I want you to talk directly to those issues before I allow the mayor to come in.
Thank you, Chairperson of the session. And then on the issue of, I just want to go on it the way you asked me. I just want to say, on the issue of the what committees, there are what committees forums that we were for sure that the office of the speaker, the then office of the speaker, were calling the meetings in order for them to place the issues that are going to be discussed at the forums. So on that issue of saying the heavily armed security, removing the vibrant community members which are raising issues about the municipalities, I'm not sure what are they talking about. I'm here, and then I'm so saying I confirm that I was sharing the sessions of the IDP, but I've never saw that happen. So I'm not sure about what was happening, the heavily armed security, removing any person from the sitting of the IDP. Because if it was that, Chairperson, we were not going to embrace it, we were going to condemn it highly so. And then on the issue of the councillors, now we have wrote a letter to the then municipal manager as the office of the speaker, requesting that they must table the matter to the council and assist us on tabling the matter to the ethics, so that the council can deal with the matter, and then we then take the matter to the ethics committee. So it's what I can say from our side, because we are doing the preparation on our side to table the matter to the council, and then we take the matter to the ethics committee.
So your timeline on that one?
The timeline
what is your turnaround time? Because the AG report you have been stayed with it.
Our turnaround time from last week, where we were in this sitting, and then we committed ourselves that we will take the matter to the ethics committee. It was 2 weeks from where we come from, meaning next week, by this time, we will be knowing that what is going to happen, what is happening about that, and then we will be tabling the matter to the council, and then the ethics committee will be seated by that time. Thank you, Chair.
But you had the council meeting after our meeting. Why didn't you table this matter? Because it has already been there. There's no evidence that you need to look from anywhere. Why didn't you prioritize this matter? Because it's a matter that concerns the public.
Yes, Chairperson, yes. Because, you know, on the issue of tabling the matter to council, we must look at for the administration to assist us on tabling the matter. We wrote the letter to the then municipal manager, which I don't want to make it as an excuse, but we requested MM to assist us to table the matter to council. But we so commit ourselves as the newly elected leadership that really, indeed, we promise we will table the matter to council before the end of next week.
We'd like you to share with us that council resolution once council sits next week. It's your own deadline that you are putting before us. We'll follow it up. Thank you, Speaker. Mayor, you wanted to come.
Yeah, thanks very much. I wanted just also to assist the speaker in answering the questions, because now this is all our questions, no more administration and whatever. There was also the issue of the billing system of the municipality, which we also emphasized before the House to say that, yes, indeed, that members of the community, they were right to say that our billing system were not accurate. But what the report that we got from the management is to say that those meter readers who were responsible to go there and read the meters, they were chased by the same members of the community, which as the leadership or as the management or as the leadership of the municipality, we then wanted to came up with another initiatives to say that maybe we can put in the prepaid meters, which still the same members of the community, in particular the community of Makulering, they were always not having a buy-in in the issue of the prepaid meters, because hence, as you know, Chair, that our municipality, with regard to the collection rate, the percentage is very, very not satisfactory. As we were speaking around last year, December and January, we're at 51%, which is very lowest. So I'm still appealing to the members of the community to say that while we also acknowledge that maybe the bills that were given to them, they were not that much accurate, because when we have the problem whereby our meter readers cannot be able to go and read those meters, we then opt to give an average billing, which I know that is not always accurate. And then, Chair, on the issue of the community hall, which the members of the community, they've raised that always, each and every year, the community hall is always coming to the fore. It's to be budgeted for. Remember, Chair of the session and members of the portfolio committee, when we do a budget, we always do budget based on the estimation, based on the estimate that as how much we are going to collect. Remember, the budget that we always put aside for the things like halls and others, we use what we call CRR, which is our own funding, the fund that is coming from the old municipality. Hence, you can also notice our percentage of collection that in most cases we put it there, hoping that maybe we can collect. If we don't collect, we find that we can still try to the next financial year, only to find that we struggle on the issue of collection. But we then agree with the management to say that as the municipality, we agree that that Mpumalanga Community Hall is not in the satisfactory condition. There is no lights. It's not the hall that can be utilized by the community. But the management promised us that they will find a way to make sure that whatever budget they put it for the hall is the budget that is realistic. Because really, if we don't deal with the realistic budget, that's where we have a problem. And Chair, there is another issue of the visual meeting, which I thought that also the Speaker will also deal with the issue with the phrase to say that while we agree that currently we are on the what we call an abnormal situation that we never be in before, but there is no way we can continue denying members of the public to have access to council meeting. But at the same, at the council that we have, it was on Friday. We then, as the council, resolved on this issue, which I believe that also on the report that we have presented to you, my apology once more, late to the portfolio. We also attached the council resolution that will make possible for members of the public, especially those that they've complained, even the members of the public at large, to have access to the council of Mpumalanga local municipality. I believe maybe I will just pause here. I believe others that are even more. I believe maybe if Mtadema Shishi, we are left only with two of them, or anyone who can just finish the last. Thanks, Chair.
I considered the responses from the MEC and Waterbeck district as read. Before we ask members to comment, are there any issues before we come back to the petitioners, before you respond to what or let's exhaust the Mpumalanga responses first. Are there matters that you feel they are not properly addressed, or you need to raise issues? Because I remember on the issue of what committees you are saying this, the Speaker is saying this. How do we reconcile? I'll give you the right to respond. And then, yes, we can go now to the responses of Waterbeck and the responses of the MEC. Petitioners, I think it's Ntatem. I'll remember you again. I'll call you by names. Usasa. And then the leader, I think it's Me Slomo. Who's the third person again here?
Charlie.
Charlie and Charlie. Okay. In that order, who wants to start first? I see your hand is up. Proceed.
Yeah, I can start.
Can I start first, please?
No, I raise your hand there on the raise hand thing. Or show, yeah, you are here, but you want to start first. I will allow you because she's the leader of the delegation. That let you be the one to raise this hand, and then Sasa, if you are covered, your hand is not up. I don't see you on the screen. I should think whatever the two says, it will represent you. Yeah, and
Yeah, thank you, Chairperson, and then good evening to members of Parliamentary Committee and also members of the committee. Chairperson, the issue that I raised regarding the stipend that the municipality is forever threatening the ward committees with. The good thing is the mayor or the newly elected mayor also attests to that, to say members are receiving the stipend of 1,000. That is why we are not given a freedom of expression as ward committees. They're saying we are taking collective responsibilities on the issues that the municipality is exposed to. So now, the other thing, Chairperson, I think the newly elected mayor is not telling the truth. The deputy manager was suspended for hiring about 300 or 450 illegal appointment or illegal employees. The then former mayor, Andrina Matsimela, and also the council that he was sitting in, he was part of the executive. They then gave the former MM, like they're saying now is a former MM, a study leave. The study leave that the MM never requested. After giving the study leave to the former MM, they appointed the former corporate manager, Mematala. Within 2 days, she instituted the committee that deals with the suspension of the deputy corporate manager. And then it was then uplifted. The suspension of the deputy manager was suspended 2 days after the former MM was given.
Can you refresh my memory? Who's the deputy manager?
The deputy manager is Jabu Mashamaite. Now, in the presentation of the newly elected mayor, he says the issue of deputy managers is strictly being dealt by the MM or the municipal manager, whereby in this case or in this regard, the former MM being Megumisa dealt with the issue and suspended Jabu Mashamaite. After suspending Jabu Mashamaite, they then gave the former MM study leave. The council and the mayor, the former mayor, Andrina Matsimela, they gave a study leave to Gunwisa. After giving the study leave, they appointed Ms. Matala as an acting MM while she's still a manager in Cooperative. She then uplifted the suspension of Jabu Mashamaite. After uplifting the suspension, they brought back the MM or the former MM. So that is why my fellow colleague says we do not have confidence in this council, and then we are pleading with the committee to say, please institute section 1391C, because today the MM has resigned. Where we seek accountability, she's nowhere to be found. Where she can attest to some of the things that I'm saying here, she's nowhere to be found. That is why we are saying we lost confidence in the councillors, or we lost confidence in the council of Mpumalanga Municipality. They must be dissolved, and then section 1391C be imposed to the council. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Chair.
Take it now.
Let me start by greeting the leadership and the management of our beloved institution, Mpumalanga, and the MEC, and also
There's an awkward noise behind you. What's happening? Is it the speaker or it's a TV? What's happening? Or are you with other people? You see, I've been hard on the speaker, on the decorum of the house. You want me to do the same on you?
Sorry, Chair. Sorry, Chair.
Is that sound gone now? What is it?
I think they switched it off.
Yeah, tell those people to leave that room. You are in a meeting. You are in parliament. Tell them, because I can see you are having them there with you. Okay, proceed.
It's one of the activists who live in the same house with me.
But you are in a meeting. That person must keep quiet, or I'll check you out. Then you say, I didn't give you the right to be heard. We're talking about the decorum of the house, no? Proceed.
Let me apologize.
Okay.
Me apologize. Thank you, Chair. Let me finish my greetings and also observe every protocol. I'm going to just dwell into the issues that were presented by our leaders. Let me start with the mayor. I think both the mayor and the chief whip mentioned the issue of that we raised, that the council took over a year to replace the late Comrade Falten, may his soul rest in peace. Chair, Councillor Falten, Chair, we all know, let us go back. Councillor Falten was assassinated in July 2019. And then from July 2019, July 2020, until the beginning of this year, there was a vacancy in the municipality. There were no councillor. And this council took over a year to replace a council. So that's our concern. We are not referring to the issue of NPEC. We are referring to replacing a councillor, because the councillor operated more than a year with only 63 councillors, and there was one councillor missing. Why didn't the council ensure that that vacancy is being filled? And then on the issue of the deputy manager of corporate services, I'm going to agree with my colleague and also add that we cannot accept that the internal disciplinary processes exonerated the current deputy manager on the basis that he is the one who said he is responsible for mass recruitment, meaning that the people who are sitting on the panel that is supposed to discipline him are part of the people who he himself has recruited. For example, the senior legal advice, who is also a sister to the former mayor, is part of issues of disciplinary process. Do we expect the very same people to be impartial on the very same person who ensured that they recruit them in the institution? I think it was proved beyond reasonable doubt to this house that the very same person does what the manager does whatever he likes in the municipality. So we can never have trust in the internal disciplinary process. And we humbly request to our council, to the MEC, and to also this committee to assist us, because this council has not really shown that they are willing to deal with the deputy with the deputy manager. That really has indebted the municipality. Most of the decisions that he has taken, that manager, has led to the collapse of the municipality. And even today, he's still a manager. Even today, he's still going out and telling everybody that there is nowhere that he's going. So he's the most powerful person in that institution. And I don't know why is it that our council does not want to really discipline or deal with the wrong that he's committing. I also want to remind our speaker that one of her roles is to ensure that she oversees the functioning of what councillors and what committees. Therefore, if anybody is not doing their jobs, it is her responsibility to discipline or to ensure that they perform. Failure to do that, she must take action. She has the power to ensure that the people who are elected, because what councillors and what committees are elected, must actually account and do their duties. We are going to her office to ensure that she accounts because she has the powers to do so. Let me go to the chief whip on the issue of councillors who are doing business with the municipality. I'm reiterating what we said in the previous session, that it seems that there is no political will on the council to deal with the matter, because we cannot say that they are going to institute, I don't remember, ethics committee or what committee to investigate the matter. There is no need for investigation. Everything is there in black and white. The Auditor General has reported that there are those people, unless you are questioning the Auditor General. What they need to do as this council in the next meeting is to ensure that they put in disciplinary measures against these two councillors. Then we'll know that there's a will from this council to deal with the issue. To our speaker again, I'm sorry, my questioning is here and there because they've been speaking here and there themselves. The speaker in her address, she has accepted that the council has been unstable. She has accepted to this committee and everyone who has listened to her speaking, she has accepted that the council has been unstable. And that for that fact, it means that the intervention by Coxter did not deal with stabilizing the council, because the section 1391B focuses on the administration. So hence we are saying that intervention is actually not an intervention but an interference, because it went where it was not supposed to be. And she's further exonerating us when we are saying that even if you can deal with the administration, for as long as the intervention is not focused on the political arm of the municipality, we still have problems. And indeed, we are still having problems. We have forwarded to the Secretariat some of the service delivery issues that we are currently faced with. As we were working around, even today, there were new sewage pipes that burst. It's a daily bread of people of Mpumalanga. So we are being exonerated. The speaker actually is agreeing with us about the issue of instability, and we are saying to the MEC again that your intervention did not assist, is not assisting. The only intervention that we needed, and you know, MEC, is section 1391C. I just also want to speak on the issue of security and make a practical example. In 2018, one IDP meeting in Makholeren Community Hall, the former chief whip, Councillor Rapaza, removed one of the activists. I don't know if I should name her because she's not in this forum, but it is public knowledge, because he even went to social media to say that I was physically removed. It's a young woman for that matter. I was physically removed in the meeting by the chief whip for raising issues that they don't want. So this issue is not an allegation, it's there, and there are many others which can be named to say, during this meeting, this person was removed because of raising issues. So we are not raising allegations, they affect things that happened by the then council. Honorable Mayor, on the issue of meter readers who are chased out from households, I think it is the responsibility of those meter readers to report those households, and then the municipality must act on those households. On the issue of prepaid meters, we must not get the people of Makholeren wrong here. The people of Mahulering are not blatantly saying that they don't want the prepaid meters. We are saying there is an issue of historical debt, that many households are owing a lot of money that is not justifiable. That is our issue. And then for you to install the prepaid meter, let's deal with the issue of historical debt. And we also said in the previous session that maybe we must introduce a flat rate. Again, we want to be creative, we want to move forward to ensure that things are running. The mayor once said that our municipality is actually functioning on grant, and we want to finish that. We want to ensure that people of Mpumalanga pay their services and our municipality function again. But the historical debt, we must have a creative way of dealing with it. We have committed ourselves as communities. Maybe a flat rate must be introduced to say every household must pay, for example. Obviously, you will quantify, but if every household can pay to a flat rate of 2,000 rand, maybe we can go somewhere and start afresh. But if we cannot deal with this issue of historical debt, it's not the first time the people of Mpumalanga are crying about their debts, even in the previous council. So it will even carry on to the next council, but we must find a solution that suits both the municipality and the people of Mahulering so that we can move forward. And then on the issue of Mahulering Community Hall, I'm going to go back again to what we said in the previous session to say that the municipality has accepted the fact that there are plus minus 400 workers which are not budgeted for. So part of the money that must provide services, including the issue of community hall, are now committed in paying salaries that are not budgeted for. The grants that we're receiving to service the people of Mpumalanga are paying salaries instead of providing services. So we must really find a way to deal with it. And also we said to the MM, the former MM, that we want to make sure that money that was committed to fix this wall is not really misused, because we have those assertions and we want to satisfy ourselves. They must actually come and give us the budget and how the deviation or whatever. How did they ensure that the money goes to somewhere where it was not supposed to go? And then on the issue of visual meetings, we appreciate that initiative and we want it to be implemented as soon as possible so that we can be able, we are here to assist leaders. We are here to ensure that the people of Mpumalanga get what is due to them. So where there are positive developments, we'll always praise. But where things are not done correctly, it is our responsibility as activists and residents to point to our leaders that this must not be, this must be done that way. So I think I'm going to stop right there, but we are still saying that we do not have confidence in our council and the MEC. We are saying you have given us a wrong intervention. You must accept that and we move on. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lomo. Let me check if I have anybody who has raised their hands who's part of the delegation. Who's Matsovan? Are you part of the municipality delegation or the petitioners? Who are you?
No, Chairperson. I'm one of the activists at Mpumalanga communities and I'm a company trustee.
You were part of the previous meeting?
No.
Because if you were not part of the previous meeting,
I was not part.
But you won't raise issues that were, you don't go off the tangent. Let me allow you and
no, Chairperson. Okay, I'm one of the ward committee members. Ne? I just want to clarify, especially
before that. Is it you who was talking to me, or there's somebody who was trying to address me? It's you, ne? Because I wanted to address that person. I think it's you. Okay. Okay, proceed.
Okay, Chips.
But
thank you very much. I just want to clarify.
Okay, Mr. Sasa, I've noted you, ne? Okay. say something. Proceed.
Thank you, Chairperson. I just want to clarify our newly elected mayor here on the issue of ward committee. I don't remember any day the municipality trying to at least train the ward committee members how to deal with the matters at the community level. And then that's my worry, that one. And then I remember one of the days when we were at Van Rensbeck, I'm the one who's trying to raise my point, and I was not understanding their IDP document. So he said to me, I must keep quiet because I'm part of that. I'm giving 1,000 rand, and then I told him no. And then that day, he was acting on behalf of Councillor Andrina Matsimela as the acting mayor. So that is why we say this Mr. Mayor, he won't assist us with anything because he was part of everything or every damage that was happened at Mpumalanga Municipality. So I think a lot of things there, it's not true. And then as the ward committee members, there is nothing we can do if maybe the councillors don't call the meetings. Since they entered 2016 in the municipality, they were doing their own things and then forgetting about the communities, and then we have nothing to do. And then we can't report while councillors are not calling them the meetings.
I think that matter has been covered adequately, and you have emphasized your points. Any other matter?
No, I think for now I'm all right.
I think just sit and listen and participate. And if there are issues, I think they will be addressed by ourselves as members, or the MEC, or the executive mayor of Waterbeck. Just sit down and relax and listen to the conversation. Can I then allow Mr. Sasa? Don't repeat yourself and don't open the meeting. You are just responding to the issues as raised in response to your issues. Mr. Sasa, so your hand was up. Mute your microphone, Matsowane, and take your video off.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay.
Thank you. And let me just greet all members of the Portfolio Committee, Executive Mayor, the Mayor of Mpumalanga, PMT at large, and all our committee members from the community side. I would like to talk to the issue of what the mayor has said in terms of the issue of meter readers who were chased out, blah blah, and whatsoever. I think we have to be clear here, and the mayor should not raise allegations that he's not sure of, because I don't think there is any way that we can make it a point that people are chased away as workers of the municipality from our household, because he's saying we are the same people who chase those people, those meter readers out there. So that one, we need to be clear about it and be sure in whatever we are saying. Please, mayor must not just raise allegations here out of nothing. Now we go straight to this issue of meters, prepaid meters. I formed part of those meetings. I was one of those people who even put a proposal down to say, now we don't have a problem. There are a number of things to be checked. I remember we advised them. We had people with expertise on this issue. We even advised, we talked to the mayor and the chief whip then to say, we don't have problem with prepaid. Firstly, we need to take some of the things into consideration. One, Maholiring on its own, we're talking zone 1, it's an old age home. Because if you check those houses there, The owners of those houses had the houses from 61 up until 1969. Now, those who are in those houses now today are like third generation of those families. And then in those third generation of those families, some of them are seated with bills of the past generation. They don't know of those bills. They inherited them. Being that, as it may, as if it's not enough, the municipality came up again with a billing system of estimate. They will give you double amount. Say you are owing 10 rand. They will give you another amount. That one that they call is an estimation. Again, I disagree with the mayor to say an estimation can be accurate. How accurate is estimation? I mean, scientifically, we need to prove such things. It can't be that way. They have to be sure before they bill a person. That's why we are questioning the billing system. But it seems as if now the mayor is comfortable with those things. That's why they're saying, no, we did 1, 2, 3, it's just but an estimation. He's not even, it doesn't even regret saying that. He's proud of saying it was an estimation or an average whatsoever. Where did they get that average in the first place? Now, we even demanded to say, what kind of a formula are you using to bill? Or what kind of a formula is being used here of this double amount? One is estimation, one is the recurring amount from the past bills. Now, we said, we don't have problem, but now, let's agree to say, as a municipality together, we go out and try to raise funds to at least cover, even if it's not 100%, of those bills that we don't know where they come from. And then we start on a clean slate. We do a contract with the citizens and the municipality to say, now they should sit and go to and agree to go to a flat rate. And the flat rate, it is not going to be a blanket because, you know, there are people in the 4-roomed houses, 5-roomed houses, 2-roomed houses, then Mahulering. You get some of them are in 7-roomed houses whatsoever. So we'll make categories of those houses so that if it's 7-roomed house, this is the amount that should be paid. And then we say it is not a ongoing thing. It must be for a period of time so that we can recover the revenue for the municipality and also manage to fix the mistake that happened and also those bills there back then. I think these are the things that we try to advise. To our surprise, the mayor came, called the meeting in that particular hall, which looks like a pigsty. He told the household that these prepaid meters are going to be installed, whether we like it or not. That's then the residents or the household stood and went outside the meeting. So we last saw the mayor there in the community. Now, we go to the second one, the issue of what committees. Now, what is it that they're telling us? The office of the speaker is telling us that they are still going to solve that thing. They ran for 4 years. That term is finished. Are you going to train people to exit? That's the thing. Now, what was happening to those programs there, which were supposed to be there? What happened to those programs? Those were supposed to train these people. The first year, the first 6 months, quarterly. What is their report? Can that office of the trailer give us the report on?
Oh, the poor colleague is frozen. You must wrap up, ne?
I'm wrapping up.
Move towards wrapping up because you are getting frozen.
Yeah, some people were trying to call me, but I moved up from.
No, finish up. Don't entertain them. We must finish.
Thank you. Yeah, we on this issue of what committees, remember, we cannot sideline what committees with councillors. They are more the same. They are in the same pot. They are performing the same duty. Now, it tells you, Hore, these ward committees and the councillors are doing the same things. It's either, the difference is, it's either in some ward, a councillor does not want 1, 2, 3 from certain blocks in that particular ward who form part of the ward committee, ward committee members. Now, whatever they do, they don't call meetings